What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. So we got a lot of things going on here right now, as if what we're dealing with China, Russia, and North Korea wasn't enough. Let's just go ahead and throw Mexico into the mix. Yeah. So now we got these 4 Americans that were kidnapped over the border in Mexico, and this is becoming a massive, massive thing here. And now our military could be getting involved? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says that he will introduce a bill in Congress to set the stage to use military force in Mexico, which sounds like an invasion. If you send your military into another country, here's what he has to say. Let me know your thoughts on this.
Talk about failure. You just saw a report at the top about these hostages that have just been taken in Mexico. And it doesn't look like the Biden administration even really knows much about it, or they don't really have a plan for it. What would Lindsey Graham do in this situation?
Well, I would follow Bill Barr's advice and get tough on Mexico. It's not just the hostages. Number one, I'd do everything I could to get them back. I'd do what Trump did. I'd put Mexico on notice. If you continue to give safe haven to fentanyl drug dealers, then you're an enemy of the United States. 70 to 100,000 people have died from fentanyl poisoning coming from Mexico and China, and this administration has done nothing about it. So Bill Barr's idea about I'm going to introduce legislation, Jesse, to make certain Mexican drug cartels, foreign terrorist organizations under U.S. law, and set the stage to use military force if necessary to protect America from being poisoned by things coming out of Mexico. So what would Lindsey Graham do? I would tell Mexican government, if you don't clean up your act, we're going to clean it up for you.
Yeah, so what do you think about Republican Senator Lindsey Graham's thought about using military force in Mexico? I get the thought, yeah, the drug problem's definitely an issue, and it's long been an issue. And again, we got the wall now, and obviously it's still going on here, but why is it still just such a massive, massive issue coming through Mexico? You guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but I don't think we can just send the army into Mexico. That would be basically what Russia did to Ukraine. Also, it's come out here now from Fox News' Tucker Carlson. Fox News host Tucker Carlson said that he hates Trump passionately because of actual legal findings from his text messages that were obtained in court documents. This is actually crazy. Check this out. Yeah, so Fox News host Tucker Carlson, who's come under a lot of scrutiny and controversy here lately, especially because of the January 6th release of the footage here. I'll link you to that video here in a moment. He privately expressed contempt for former President Donald Trump in text messages that were revealed in court filings as part of the network's ongoing legal fight with Dominion Voting Systems. And the text messages, at least one of them says, "We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait," Tucker Carlson wrote in one text to an unidentified Fox employee on January 4th, 2021, 2 days before January 6th, according to the filing. Tucker Carlson wrote, quote, "I hate him passionately. I blew up at Peter Navarro today in frustration. I actually like Peter, but I can't handle much more of this." So he says, quote, "I hate him passionately," talking about Trump, "and we are very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait," stating that, inferring that Trump is going to or has lost the election. Carlson's text included in a series of exhibits containing new filings made by Dominion as part of a $1.6 billion lawsuit for defamation against Fox News. Dominion has accused Fox of knowingly airing false claims about the company being spun by Trump and his allies. Yeah, so Fox News host Tucker Carlson says he hates Trump passionately and basically infers that we won't have to deal with Trump anymore. He won't have to deal with Trump anymore, inferring that because he lost the election. This is what he's inferring in his text messages. But then, if you watch Fox News, you know that what he inferred, okay? And they're using these text messages that the court subpoenaed and got the records for in part of the case, right? Okay? Because Dominion Voting Systems is suing Fox, basically saying that because Fox, they're suing Fox to say that they slandered these voting systems. Because if you watch Fox News, this is what they're saying. Okay. Yeah. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this, because on one end, Tucker Carlson is defending Trump and, this, that, and the other thing. But in his text messages, he's saying the complete opposite. You guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Also, now with the new Congress in session, there's a new push to make daylight savings permanent. Could it pass? Take a listen here.
He's Julie Sirkin, who's on Capitol Hill, where there's a renewed bipartisan push to stop making you turn your clocks back an hour every year. This always gets people worked up, Julie. Is there really a chance this change could come?
Well, look, I feel like we have some version of this conversation every year, and Senator Marco Rubio, who's the leading voice on this in the Senate, said as much on the floor last year when this accidentally passed the chamber by unanimous consent, when some of those senators from states that would be negatively affected by this weren't quite paying attention. I'm told there is an uphill battle to get this legislation actually across the finish line in both the Senate and the House. That's in large part because, look, if you're like me and you forget to turn your clocks back and forward twice a year, this could be viewed as positive for you. But there are critics of this because millions of school children could be negatively impacted by this every single year for a large part of the year if daylight savings time was to be permanent. That's because it would essentially make an extra hour of darkness in the morning. Some experts say this could lead to grogginess and less productivity in the morning. But on the flip side, proponents of this bill, which are on both sides of the aisle, say that this could lead to less seasonal depression, more productivity, and less crime in those evening hours because you do get an extra hour of sunlight at night. Now, look, when this was first put into place in 1918, this was to save on oil and energy during World War I. Obviously, there's no need associated with that right now. So proponents of this legislation are hoping it could finally be made permanent, but that's not looking likely with a lot of opposition to this bill as well. So looks like we'll be having this conversation again. And just a quick plug, because March 12th, of course, is when most of the country needs to turn their clocks back for daylight savings time. So watch out for that.
Now, this bill last year passed in one of the two chambers, so it's really not that far off. And I personally am for it. I absolutely hate when it gets dark at 5 o'clock, or in some cases in the winter, even before 5 o'clock. And I remember going to school and getting on the bus sometimes, and it was dark outside. It really wasn't that bad. You get on the bus, you go to school, and okay, it's dark for a little bit, and you're in school. Or if you're driving in the morning and it's dark, you get to work, and then your day starts, right? It's better than getting dark at 4:45, 4:30, before 5 o'clock. You would much rather have that daylight at nighttime. At least I would. And plus, it saves on your electricity bill throughout the day. And you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments, but studies have been shown that having that extra hour during the day and into, not getting dark before dinner, it actually helps with depression. And, there's all sorts of studies on this. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country. on a daily basis. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts, and thanks for hitting the like button, and make sure you're subscribed down below and click the bell icon after you're subscribed. Here's a big video I just did on what the Fed and Congress just made a big announcement here and just had a big meeting. So click on this video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.